Come to page number 62. The judgment of the Olga Teles versus Mumbai Municipal Corporation established the right to livelihood as a part of the right to life. Now there is the right to life, as Neha, she has informed the previous class. It is not the another right which is mentioned in the fundamental right. That means it is not separate. It is not a separate right. Yesterday also I have seen that there are 6 fundamental rights. There are still 6 fundamental rights which are mentioned, and those 6 fundamental rights you have also read in page number 14. And there is right to life. I think it is included in this right to freedom. Right to life, it is included, or it is a part of this right to freedom, because it is included in article 21. So let's read this portion, then we will come to know that how this right to life and this right to livelihood, these two are linked. Okay. The judgment of the Olga Teles versus Mumbai Municipal Corporation established the right to livelihood as a part of right to life. The following excerpts from the judgment point to the ways in which the judges linked the issue of the right to life to that of livelihood. Let's see how it was linked. The sweep of the right to life conferred by Article 21, so it is conferred by Article 21, is wide and far-reaching. Life means something more than mere animal existence. It does not mean merely that life cannot be extinguished or taken away as, for example, by the imposition and execution of death sentence, except according to the procedure established by law. That is but one aspect of the right to life. An equally important facet of that right is that the right to livelihood, because no person can live without the means of living. That is the means of livelihood. If I am not able to earn money, then in which way I am going to live in this world? In which way I will sustain? So for my sustenance, what is required? Money is required, and for earning money, I must opt for some sort of job. So this right to life is directly linked with this right to livelihood. Okay. That the eviction of a person from a pavement or slum will inevitably lead to the deprivation of his means of livelihood is a proposition which does not have to be established in each individual case. In the present case, that facts constituting empirical evidence justify the conclusion that the petitioners live in slums and on pavements because they have small jobs to nurse in the city, and for them there is nowhere else to live. They choose a pavement or a slum in the vicinity of their place of work, and to lose the pavement or slum is to lose the job. Vicinity means the area near to. The area near or surrounding a particular place. So the people who are living or who are just engaged in some sort of small job, they are choosing the slum or the pavement. And if this slum or the pavement they are losing, then in that case they are also losing their way of earning their livelihood. So it is creating some sort of deprivation. Let's read once more this line. They choose a pavement or a slum in the vicinity of their place of work, and to lose the pavement or the slum is to lose the job. If they are not getting the permission to use the pavement or to live in the slum, then definitely they will lose the job. The conclusion therefore is that the eviction of the petitioners will lead to the deprivation of their livelihood and consequently to the deprivation of life. Yes, if there is no livelihood, if there are no means of livelihood, then they will not be able to survive in this society. They will not be able to live, because at that time they will also get deprived from life. Okay. Another issue, Roshni, whatever questions you are having, better just after I have completed this discussion part, you will say me. I will just come, I will attend each and every question of yours. Okay. Another issue that affects the common person's access to justice is the inordinately long number of years that courts take to hear a case. The phrase justice delayed is justice denied. Previously we have read that access to court is access to justice. Now here we are coming to know the phrase justice delayed is justice denied is often used to characterize this extended time period that courts take. Yes, courts take too much of time to come to any sort of decision, to just help the people to come to know about the verdict, the resolution. It takes too much of time, and enough money is also required for these court cases. So if the justice is delayed, that means justice is denied. Definitely, if the process is a long one, then it might happen then that when the person who has applied for the court, or who has applied for the problem, will get the justice when he or she will not be there in this world anymore. Okay. And moreover, that time, if it is too much taken by the court, then in that case people will not have any sort of faith in the system of this judiciary. People will not be able to just rely on this judiciary system of the country. In a speech made, this paragraph is very important, children. Why it is important, I will say you. In a speech made on 26 November 2007, the Chief Justice of India, K.G. Balakrishnan, noted that the Indian judiciary consists of one Supreme Court with 26 judges, 21 High Courts with a sanctioned strength of 7 to 5 judges, working strength of 597 as on 1st March 2007, and 14,477 subordinate courts or judges, working strength of 11,767 as on 31st December 2006. Now everything will not match which I have read here, because in your book might be some sort of changes you will find. But what I want to mean is that a question might come. This is an example only. Don't think that this is absolute. Okay, each and every line of all these chapters are quite very important. I am giving you some sort of examples or ideas that how the questions can be. A question might come that on 26 November 2007, the Chief Justice of India dash noted that the Indian judiciary consists of Supreme Court, one Supreme Court, ... Now the name of this person, or the name of the Chief Justice as on 26th November 2007 was, your options might be K.G. Krishnan, K.G. Agarwal, K.G. Kumar, and K.G. Balakrishnan. Now if you don't read this portion properly, you will not be able to click to the correct answer, which is K.G. Balakrishnan. And remember another thing for your upcoming exam, apart from the answer, the rest 3 options will be very near, very close to the correct answer. So if you don't read the chapters thoroughly, properly, and with lots of interest and in details, then you will never be able to click to the correct answer. You will get confused that yes, I hope this is the correct answer, this is the correct answer. No, if you have to read in such details so that you can click to the correct answer only. However, in spite of this, there is no denying that the judiciary has played a crucial role in democratic India, serving as a check on the powers of the executive and the legislature, as well as in protecting the fundamental rights of citizens. So another question can come, that the Indian judiciary system has played a crucial role in democratic India, serving as a check on the powers of dash and dash. Now your options might be executive and prime minister, then legislature and president, executive and legislature, and the last option, none of these. So here the answer will be executive and legislature. Children, whatever questions you are having, what I have said, kindly let me complete this chapter, then I will attend. Okay. So the members of the Constituent Assembly had quite correctly envisioned, envision means imagined or visualized, a system of courts with an independent judiciary as a key feature of our democracy. Now come to this portion, this paragraph below this picture. The above photo shows the family members of some of the 43 Muslims of Hashimpura, Meerut, killed on 22nd May 1987. Now a question can come from here that the family picture of the family members, sorry, not this way, we can also write that the 43 Muslims of Hasimpur, Meerut were killed on 23rd May 1987, 24th May 1987, 22nd May 1987, none of this. So here the answer will be 22nd May 1987. If you have not read this portion properly, you will not be able to click to the correct answer. These families have been seeking justice for over 20 years. So 20 years, they are seeking justice for this 20 years. It's not a matter of joke, no, such long, so many years, 20 years. Okay, due to long delay in the commencement of the trial, the Supreme Court in September 2002 transferred the case from the state of Uttar Pradesh to Delhi. Now a question can come that in which year and month the Supreme Court transferred the case from the state of Uttar Pradesh to Delhi. Now your options might be July 2002, August 2002, October 2002, and none of this. Here the answer will be none of this because the answer is September 2002. So the trial is ongoing and 19 provincial armed constabulary. Constabulary means a police force covering a particular area or a city. This is the meaning of constabulary. PAC men are facing criminal prosecution for alleged murder and other offences. By 2007, only 3 prosecution witnesses had been examined. Photo was taken at Press Club, Lucknow, 24th May 2007. Now this acronym PAC, it can come in the question that what is the full form of PAC? Public Activity Culture, Public Academy Culture, Provincial Armed Constabulary, all of this. So here the answer will be only one, that is Provincial Armed Constabulary. This is the correct answer. So children, with this we have completed this chapter and the question answers are quite long, and so these question answers we don't require for this term 1 exam. What we will do is that we will read this chapter properly, not only this chapter, all the chapters properly, and also you will read this glossary part. Glossary part of each and every chapter is very important because from that glossary part also you can get some question, right? For example, one example I can give, that this refers to the court declaring that a person is not guilty of the crime which he or she was tried for by the court. Now the options will be what can be landowner. I'm giving just an example. Right now I don't have such options in my brain which will be very close to the correct answer, but just I'm giving you just as example, just to set an example. So the options might be companion, landowner, then acquit, and none of this. So if you don't know the meaning of acquit, you will not be able to answer the correct. Okay. So read all these chapters properly, and if you are having any query or doubt, you can ask me now. And if it is not possible even for me to answer right now here because another class I have to take, you can ask me through e-portal. Okay.